Joining me right now, Kentucky Republican Congressman Tom Massie, who was with Senator Paul last night just as that act expired. Congressman, welcome. You think this is a good thing?
I think it is. Look, for a day or so here at least, we're going to have our constitutional right to privacy restored.
Aren't we taking away a pretty powerful tool in terms of rooting out terrorist plots against Americans? You heard me earlier cite that statistic from the Heritage Foundation. More than 60 attacks have been foiled. Part of that, while we may not be able to say this is actually attributable to getting this specific phone number, part of that means being able to connect the dots and arming our counterterrorism experts with as much data as possible.
Well, you know, that's a good statistic, and I'm thankful to the security agents that have kept us safe. But even they will tell you, and we've heard in classified briefings, there's not a single incident of terrorism that was prevented by the bulk data collection program that expired last night. So it's really, in fact, not dangerous that this has expired. We would like to see them concentrate their efforts on things that are more effective than the bulk metadata collection.
How can you say it's not effective, though? Again, when it gets back to being able to connect every single dot, how can you say that it hasn't helped them?
Well, that's what the security community has told us, the intelligence community. We've challenged them to produce an example, and they still haven't produced an example where it has helped. We'd like to see them focus more on, you know, the basic intelligence. We had the 9/11 attackers were here on overstayed visas, and we let them on the airplanes. Why don't we start with that information? The Sarnif brothers, we had information there that we didn't pay attention to. That's what we need to be focusing on, and I think we're missing the forest for the trees sometimes, the trees being all of that collection of information on every American.
Let me share something with you from Senator Rand Paul. He told the intelligence report exclusively that, quote, NSA bulk data collection has already been ruled illegal in our courts. Last night we stopped the illegal NSA bulk data collection. This is a victory for our Constitution, and I hope we will take this opportunity and robustly debate the need for both security and liberty. You know, Congressman, for this country to prosper, for our economy to grow, for Americans to feel that they have a future, Americans need to be safe before anything at all. And so a lot of people would say, look, if the government is going to look at this data, if it helps keep me and my children safe, that's ultimately what matters.
You know, Senator Paul and I support that. We want spying on terrorists. What we're saying is you can keep us safe, you can keep all Americans safe, and you can still obey the Constitution, which requires probable cause and a search warrant. And that's the problem with the Freedom Act and the Patriot Act. They've tried to create exemptions to the Constitution, and we can be safe and still follow the Constitution.
So right now, we're in an environment where the government has no ability to go and get this data. You also don't support the Freedom Act?
No, I don't support the Freedom Act. To take the same position as Senator Paul, that regardless of whether the phone companies have the data or the government has your data, unless you require probable cause and a search warrant to search on Americans, we're okay spying on foreigners, we're okay spying on terrorists who we have suspicion and probable cause for.
I guess the challenge, Congressman, is that sometimes you just don't know who the terrorist is. Anyway, thank you very much, Congressman Massie, for joining me. We're also going to get reaction to the expiration of the Patriot Act from Rand Paul's father, Congressman Ron Paul, who